this is you. You've practically learned all the effective study methods like active recall, spaced repetition, and yet you're not ahead in school. Or maybe you're someone who's heading out to a stationery store to buy a bunch of notebooks that you will end up not using for the rest of your semesters. These are not how to get ahead in school. Now don't worry, I've been there, and yes, I'm holding my mic on my hand. Who are you to judge me? And trust me, if you want to start your school year strong, these tips are not the tips that you should be using when starting your school year strong. Trust me, effective study is cool and all, but if you don't start your school year strong and have the right mindset, then what's the point? So in this video, I'll be teaching you the exact tips that I would have killed. Like, I would have literally killed for these tips. I would have brought an AK-47 to school for these tips. But frankly, I live in Asia, so I don't have access to that kind of thing. Now, there are a lot of videos already about this, about how to get ahead in school, how to become ahead of others in school. And while that's good and dandy, these tips are actually unconventional and I think would genuinely help you in an unexpected way. So anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's start with tip number 1. Start studying. Now, obviously, I'm not telling you to study ahead because, first of all, you haven't even started school yet. How would you know the subjects you're studying? Doing. But I want you to get into the habit of studying, whether that be your past subjects or whether that be subjects that you know that you'll be taking. Try to start the habit of studying as early as possible right now. The thing is, people will start their school and their studying when they start school. But you can get ahead of others by getting used to the study routine, by studying now and having it as an established habit. By starting to study earlier, you're getting used to the fact that you're dedicating a time of your day into studying. Because the thing about starting school is that you're shifting your life from a sort of sedentary vacation lifestyle to a sort of active one where you're spending hours and hours in school. So obviously, if you want to prepare for that thing, then you better get used to that kind of routine, and what better than to start it during your vacation, aka now. And the good thing about this is that you can get used to this routine, and even if you fail, it's fine. You're still in your vacation. You can still trial and error until you get it right. So what exactly are we trying to get used to? Well, not just studying or the habit of studying, but also the habit of your sleep schedule, eating properly, and just all around balancing your time. And this preparation will really help you transition from vacation mode to school mode, and it also teaches you of setting a good mindset of how to tackle school or how to treat school in general, which is to be consistent rather than going full out on the first weeks of school. One analogy that I can give you is something that I always use on my channel, which is that recently I've actually been into running lately, and one of the tips that my friends who are really great runners, they tell me that you should not go all in on your first kilometer. Go slow. It's fine if it's slow. Don't worry about it. You'll notice that most marathon runners, when they start, they don't really sprint on the first kilometer, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is that if you sprint all out, you'll just be tired and you will just be injured for the rest of the run. But if you just go on a consistent pace, which you could maintain for a long time, you're gonna finish the marathon. And that goes for school. If you're gonna go hard on your first week of school, you're just gonna end up crashing out on the second week. Trust me. No matter how motivated you are, we're humans at the end of the day, and it's smarter to play around our inefficiencies rather than pushing like, I'm gonna do this and that with maximum efficiency. And by building the study habit weeks before your school starts, you will start getting used to that balanced lifestyle in order to keep this for a long period of time. Because remember, a good way to get ahead is not by pushing more than others, but it's by lasting longer than others. So after watching this video, I still have 4 tips to give you. I want you to start studying. Just start your routine. Start planning your routine, dedicate a few hours of the day for studying, and just build that habit. The next tip I have is to literally finish all requirements. And the thing about school and university, they don't really teach you how to really put things on your calendar. They don't really spoon feed you announcements or events. You kind of have to search them yourselves, meaning that you will have to pull out all the dates. You have to research everything yourself. You'll have to check everything. So the next step to start your school year strong is to literally just do that. Literally go to your website, go to your school website and open your Google Calendar or your notebook or whatever and just start plopping dates like it's your last day in school. For me personally, I do that by literally putting every dates that I need to know on my calendar, my Google Calendar. So I go to my school website and I just check for any dates, any announcements, and I put them all on my calendar so that I have nothing to worry about. And when I do have like requirements or files that I need to submit, I immediately put them down on my Apple Notes. You can use any note apps, but I just use Apple Notes because I have an iPhone. Yeah, I'm sorry. A lot of people were betrayed when I bought an iPhone. Trust me, I still love Android. Why are we still talking about Android and Apple? It's 2025. So one example is that a few days ago, my school actually announced that we needed our own school clearance, medical clearance, because I'm in medical school. So every year we have to get medical clearance so that, we make sure that we're not going to infect the whole world with a pandemic. And so we needed a medical clearance, which were a couple of tests from a hospital that we need to get. And as soon as I got that announcement, I immediately told my parents, okay, we have to go out. Like, I'm sorry to bother you, but we have to go out. I need my medical clearance as soon as possible. And so we did. And literally the next day, we went out to the hospital. We went and did some tests. We just literally went out the next day. Like, snap, boom, no hesitation whatsoever. So whether that be enrollment, if you need certain documents or everything, as soon as you see a requirement or a deadline, do it. Like, literally do it. Like, you're gonna do it anyway, so why not just get off your ass and get it done? Now, this might sound annoying, especially starting university, because you're not used to this kind of thing, but trust me, what's useful about this is that it's actually teaching you how to live your life, because when you live a adult life, you don't have things handed to you, like documents or taxes for everything. You kind of have to do everything yourself. So for that being said, dedicate a few hours from a day or whatever and just skim through your website, skim through school, email them if you want, and check all the dates, enrollments, requirements, everything. Make sure you're on top of everything. If you really want to get ahead in school, you just have to be on top of this first, okay? You can't talk about studying and routines and everything if you don't even have the documents ready for enrollment in the first place. So yeah, do that after watching this video. Now, before we head into the next part of the video, this segment is sponsored by Akiflow. Now, I've been using Akiflow for almost a year now, and if you guys didn't know, it's essentially an all-in-one smart to-do list calendar app. As someone who has to use Google Calendar and Notion and different applications for different purposes, it's very useful just to have it all in one app right in Akiflow. Honestly, very easy recommendation for me since I've been using it personally, and especially since I'm a student and managing school and content creation and dentistry and everything, just having this to track my time is just really, really convenient for me. What I love about Akiflow is that they offer advanced ways to create to-do lists. So for example, you can create tasks with different priorities, and you can even add goals of the day, which I think is the most useful feature ever. You could even add a deadline of a task to any day or any week or any month, which is something that other apps don't even do. Another feature that I really like is the morning and night ritual, which helps you set your day right. Essentially, it's a routine feature that helps you plan out your day or help you finish out your day. And lastly, Akiflow added a new AI assistant called Aki. Think of it like a virtual personal AI assistant that can help you with your tasks and calendar. With Aki, you can schedule runs through the day, you can have a brief of the day. It's really like having a virtual assistant just in your pocket. And I've been using the brief feature, which is really, really cool, just to have it summarize what I need to do for the day. So yeah, it's really like having a virtual assistant. So if you guys are interested in Akiflow, then go to the link in the description below to check it out. Again, I've been using Akiflow for almost so long for my tasks and for my day-to-day life, and I just genuinely find it very, very useful. And if you need a smart planner for your tasks and calendar, then I would wholeheartedly recommend Akiflow. But yeah, thank you again, Akiflow. Back to the video. The next tip I have, and this is one of my favorite tips, but make a pre-mortem. Now, you may be asking me, what the hell is a premortem? Now, I imagine you're watching this video because you want to improve yourself and you kind of want to improve yourself from the last school year. I mean, if you don't want to improve, why are you watching this video in the first place? So, how do you make your school better than last year? And the best way to do that is premortem evaluation. Now, you may be asking me, what the fuck is a premortem evaluation? Now, premortem comes from the term pre, which means before, and mortem meaning death. And basically it means that you're working your way backwards from a failed attempt to see what went wrong. So essentially it's more like an evaluation of what went wrong last year and how you can do better this year. So whether that be on a journal or a piece of paper or a document, I want you to write all the failures you had on your first semester, and I want you to write the things where you could have improved or what you could have done to make it a better semester. And this is not just like, oh, study more, study better. Identify the core deep problems of why you didn't study in the first place, why you didn't study harder. Was there any external forces keeping you from studying? Was there any pressure? Was there sort of stresses, any external forces, force majeure? I'm just putting words, random words into the sentence, but make sure to not just tackle a superficial problem like, oh, I didn't study more, and try to really look deep into why that is. And this is kind of the principle of self-reflection and journaling, just applied for your school. The next tip I have is the fail-safe lazy day routine. I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna be probably lazy in school, and I'm already lazy thinking about it. Let's face it, we're not superhumans, and just like you and me, I enjoy my time off school. Even though I like studying, it's not something that I would be so inclined to do every day. Let's face it, we're not superhumans. You and me are gonna have those days where we just don't want to deal with school, and that's perfectly fine. If you want to improve your school, you have to anticipate those days where you just don't want to deal with school. So how do you do that? You can do that by setting a minimum fail-safe lazy day routine. What the fuck is that? Well, basically, it's a routine, or more like a checklist of what you can do when you're feeling like you don't want to do anything at all. Because what's worse than missing one day of consistency and then just spiraling down to a never-ending hole of self-hatred and like, why the hell did I spend my day procrastinating? No, this is where the routine comes in, because it's making your procrastination purposeful. You are anticipating your procrastination and you're like, okay, I know I'm gonna procrastinate. It's part of the plan. I'm just gonna do a couple checklists and I won't have to break my consistency, and therefore my motivation will stay the same. I call it intentional procrastination. Some of you can call it breaks, but this is more of intentional procrastination. Now, I don't know if you guys watched the movie The Purge, but essentially the premise of the movie is that in America, they dedicated one day for everyone to just do whatever they want, any crime they want, and that in turn decreased the crime rate. So I don't want to get into the spoilers of the real intentions of that, but that's pretty fucking mental, which is also why I'm applying this to school, because it works. What this failsafe routine does is it essentially makes you not feel bad for procrastinating or not feel bad for taking a break, because breaks are needed. We need to procrastinate sometimes. We're not perfect humans. So what does a failsafe routine looks like? Well, essentially, this routine is a very, very easy routine. Think of it like a minimum checklist that you need to do, and then for the rest of the day, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So usually my fail-safe routine when I'm lazy looks like this. I'm just gonna study for 30 minutes straight. That's it. Nothing else. Just that alone, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can play games, I can sit down and do whatever. This routine is easy to do for a purpose, and it is because it is to maintain your consistency and motivation by doing something small. And by doing something small, you can relax with purpose for the rest of the day, making your break more meaningful than it actually is. On one catch, when you do these kinds of routines, you have to promise yourself that, okay, I'm gonna take my time today, I'm gonna make this a day off, but you have to promise that you will study the next day. You will start your routine back to normal the next day. You will get back to your normal routine on the next day. And by promising that, you can take a break without worrying about really doing anything. You can play games, you can do whatever you want without any guilt, and that's the purpose of this routine. Making sure you're accomplished and also making sure you're enjoying your break meaningfully. And finally, the last tip I have, and I'm just gonna be real with you guys, just have fun. Don't forget to have fun. Like a lot of students, especially you and me, we try to spend our time optimizing for school, trying to learn better study methods, trying to get better grades. For what? Get better grades? That's just a consequence of doing school properly. A lot of students, especially you and me, we just try to optimize our school. We just try to make it the best school year, which kind of robs the point of school, which is learning in the first place. You're there to enjoy school. Learning is fun. Like, can we not agree that learning is fun? Like, as much as I like to dog on school, learning is fun. Like, growing as a person, increasing your knowledge on certain things. I don't know, I just find that really interesting. And a lot of times, school is just a mindset. School is painful if you deem it as painful. Your day is tiring if you deem it as tiring. Everything is mental. If you wake up and you decide that the day is gonna be a horrible day, it's gonna be a horrible day. But if you just start your day with a smile, and if you think I'm gonna make the best out of my day, then obviously your day will be a 180. Obviously your day will be much better just from the mindset alone. So just remember, when you're in school, don't forget to have fun. And you know, as much as I give you guys tips and everything, I just want you to have fun in school. And I really want you to have real purpose of why you're learning, because you know, you can't just study to get better grades, right? Better grades is just a consequence of people studying with meaning, like they genuinely like studying. So I would recommend, if you have a problem with finding school fun, try to look deepwards and inwards. Try to ask yourself, why am I doing school, and how you can change your mindset to make this more fun. So yeah, just think of this video as like your big brother telling you tips because he wished he knew these tips a lot earlier. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this audio works, because I literally see the audio over there. This is the end of the video, so a lot of you guys probably are not watching, so it's probably just my OG fans. So if you're watching this part of the video, comment down the blueberry. I will see and I will heart it, I hope. I read the comments, okay? But yeah, I literally have this over here, and I don't know if my audio is clipping or not, so yeah, we will see. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you like this format. I like talking to the camera now. I just really like this format. It just makes it more, you know, I realize I kind of made monotonous videos the past few weeks, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this talk to talk thing. But yeah, anyway, don't forget to drink your water, and I'll see you in the next video. And just a little update, the typhoon is now gone. There was a typhoon for the past few weeks now. We had no power, so yeah, it was really interesting. I had a mental breakdown. I'm just kidding, but yeah. Anyway, don't forget to drink your water. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and good luck with school.